Do you know what I will not tolerate on this channel? Any slander of the League Cup. Chelsea are out. Chelsea have lost to Manchester City. We've been beaten 2-0 at the Etihad, and I am gutted. I love this trophy. I've had some wonderful moments watching my team win this trophy, and anyone who displays any sort of slander or sneery attitude towards this competition, in my opinion, is completely and utterly wrong. Winning silverware is what it's all about. Going to Wembley and watching your team lift silverware is what it's all about. And winning this trophy in February can really set the tone for your season. I love it. I mean, as soon as the draw was done, I was gutted. I knew that it was going to go this way. And it went exactly as you would predict it. Chelsea are out at the Carabao Cup. And that means that there will be no game after Chelsea play Newcastle on Saturday until the 27th of December. So we play Newcastle this Saturday and Chelsea don't play any more football until the 27th of December when we face Bournemouth. Because for Chelsea, the World Cup starts then. So we know exactly what we need to do. But Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, all out of the League Cup on the same night. It's a good day for Manchester City. They will be looking at this trophy thinking that they can win it. They won it 4 years in a row. They are the record holders and they were sensational tonight. They got it right. They were so much better than us. I mean, Graham Potter rotated and I'm in favour of rotation. I think it's very important to rotate. It's something that we haven't done enough. You know, we have overplayed so many players. We have overplayed the likes of Ben Chilwell. We've overplayed the likes of Mason Mount. So rotation is key, and I'm really, really pleased to see Graham Potter adopting the principles that are rotation. It's so important and integral to being a good manager. But why tonight in a tournament that we could win when we played a game in Europe where we were already through? Today wasn't a meaningless game. It would make full sense to me to play your strongest team. You've gone away to Manchester City. You're desperate to win silverware. You're desperate to make a statement. You're desperate to get one of those marquee results. And knocking Man City out of the League Cup away from home would be a marquee result. So play a strong team. You're playing at home in a dead rubber game in Europe when you're already top of the group. Rest players. We've done it the other way around. I'm almost baffled. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I like to see the rotation tonight, but why not play a stronger team? And the fact that Hakim Ziyech was in the team, I think, is such a mistake. I don't think Hakim Ziyech should ever play for Chelsea again. I think the principle needs to be that if you disrespect the club, if you show utter disregard to the club, the fans, the people who pay your wages, your manager, your teammates, if you show them total utter disrespect by posting a goal, by posting a goal being scored against Chelsea by you, I think that is the height of ignorance. So disrespectful. And I think the principle needs to come first. We had this with Lukaku. Lukaku would obviously have improved Chelsea's front line, but it came to a point where he had to not have the right to play for Chelsea. Playing for Chelsea, just as playing for any club in the Premier League or any club in the world, it's an honour. To lead the line for Chelsea is an honour. To play for Chelsea is an honour. And Hakim Ziyech should be deprived of that honour, having disrespected the club, having demonstrated that he clearly has no love for the club. I would expect him to extend a level of courtesy to the fans, to not share goals against the club that are currently his employer. He has adoring fans at Chelsea, and yet he's still starting for Chelsea. I think that's a mistake. I think Graham Potter has made a massive mistake. Hakim Ziyech should not be playing for Chelsea. And despite the fact that I think he's a very good player, I mean, there was a moment tonight when he did a sort of pirouette on the touchline. I mean, he was a ballet dancer, delicately poised on the touchline. It was Dimitar Berbatov-esque. Do you remember that goal that Berbatov and Rooney linked up for, playing for Manchester United, where Berbatov sort of pirouetted on the touchline? It was the craft and the guile was amazing from Hakim Ziyech. He's a very good player with an abundance of talent. And, I mean, some of the goals that he has the ability to score, his talent isn't in question. That goal that he scored against Tottenham for Chelsea, one of the best goals I've ever seen. But I think principle comes first, and he should not be playing for Chelsea. But I do think that we're a mess. You know, I said it the other day, and I got a lot of stick for it, but I said that Chelsea spent £500 million and got worse. And I do stand by that. I think if you think about the amount of money that we spent and the quality of player that we signed, it's Chelsea's worst ever transfer window. And that was demonstrated again today. But there were some positives. We did all right, man. We did all right. There were moments. You know, we went in at half-time, 0-0, and we had a fair few chances. We really did. I mean, Hall should have scored 2, shouldn't he? I mean, he was so close to scoring 2, but for him, it just wasn't to be. I mean, once the pain and the irritation of him not scoring those goals subsides, I think he'll realise that he played really well this evening. I think he will realise that he was one of Chelsea's better players, and the way that he carries the ball, it is just so refreshing to see someone that direct and that lacking in fear. It really was a joy to behold watching him play. I think he'll be gutted that he didn't score. You know, he had 2 really good chances. Neither of them were egregious misses, but both were saved. You know, Ortega guessed right on one of them, and I don't think he caught it well enough. But Ortega had a great game. You know, I think he's a really good goalkeeper. But it was a shame, 2 silly goals to concede. I think with a free kick, why Koulibaly hasn't jumped, I do not know. I really do not know. And then for the second goal, I mean, it was again Riyad Mahrez. Like, Riyad Mahrez caused Chelsea all sorts of problems today. I think Jack Grealish was man of the match. He was dazzlingly good, truly brilliant. We couldn't live with him. I mean, Koulibaly brought him down early, like after about 10 minutes. I thought it could have been a sending off. I mean, it wasn't, but there was jeopardy. But Grealish was magnificent. How he didn't score. Mendy made a brilliant save from him, actually. But there was a 5, 6, 10-minute period where Riyad Mahrez was just totally unplayable. Like, dominating, being fantastic. And the way that he pulled the ball down for the goal that ultimately Alvarez scored, it was just masterful. It was honestly amazing. The ball, I think it was Alvarez actually, who played the ball over to him. It was a wonderful pass, right? Like, this is Man City's second string team. Listen to the way I've just spoken about Grealish, Mahrez, and Alvarez. Like, this is their second string. Alvarez picks it up, plays a glorious pass over to Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez stops the ball as if it's one of those dead weights. You know, those gym balls in the gym, those slam balls. You know, if you drop it, it just stops. Football doesn't do that, particularly in those conditions. It was a horrible pass to have to. It was a brilliant pass, but a horrible ball to control. Riyad Mahrez just stopped it. Bang. You know, like stunned it like a snooker shot. Bang. Just stopped dead. Amazing control for Riyad Mahrez. He did so well. He did that sort of jinky move where he makes room. Cucurella did nothing. I mean, the obvious thing to do with Riyad Mahrez when he pulls the ball down, firstly, don't let him pull it down. When he does pull it down, send him right. He has to be on his right foot. Cucurella did nothing really. Let him cut in. And the second that he jinks and curls that shot across Mendy, you know that it's probably going to result in a goal, because he's either going to curl it into the bottom corner or Mendy's going to have no option but to parry it, and Julian Alvarez reacted first. I mean, he did very well, Alvarez, because when he played such a beautiful pass, he could have sort of stood there and admired it, but he's actually run past Chelsea defenders in order to get the rebound to tap it in. So, you know, he was awake, he was hungry, he was desperate for it, and he got his rewards. You know, as a striker, it's your responsibility to gamble, isn't it? A defender didn't go with him, and therefore he got his goal. But, I mean, Riyad Mahrez, he really did a number on us tonight, particularly for those 2 moments, for the goal and then for this for the second goal. Like, double quick time as well. I mean, Chelsea then looked all over the place. Very difficult when you're playing Man City, because they do that thing where they just take the sting out of the game. They find the man in space in the midfield. Pass, find the man in space. You're chasing shadows and it's knackering and the impetus has gone from you. But we had our moments, but then we were all over the place. I mean, Pulisic at one point was playing at left wing back. Kai Havertz came on and had a shot that barely made it to even go out for a goal kick. It was such a pitiful shot. Man City, though, their rhythm, their squad, they are just as impressive a team as you will ever see. Calvin Phillips was on the pitch at the end. I mean, he was on the pitch, and the second that he came on, the goal started going in. So he'll be really happy with that. And the question I'm going to leave you with is, does he go to England? Is he going to be picked by Gareth Southgate tomorrow? I think it's harsh. I don't think he should be, but I'm inclined to think that he will be. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And as always, I really do appreciate you watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like. Please click subscribe and have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Ta-da.